Hi, welcome to the Giulio Show. Thanks for coming back. And oops, my mic has fallen down. But anyway, thank you last week for joining us on the episode of leadership. But some of you took that leadership as in professional or work life only. But leadership also starts within how you lead yourself. And that's important. And what I want to talk about this week is self-awareness. And I took some notes down and self-awareness is the ability to truly know yourself, to know your strengths and your weaknesses. When self-awareness hits, you have to understand that sometimes when it comes to our strengths, we are unstoppable. We know what they are. But when it comes to our weaknesses, we can fade away. Excuse me. We fade away because we're scared or we're insecure. Now, you may not be, but I'm talking about me. I had to learn a lot about self-awareness because my strengths were knowing how to make people laugh and knowing the job that I did when I cut hair. But when I didn't know something, I would just cut a joke because my fears would hide my weaknesses. And fear is only spelled FEAR, false evidence appearing real. Where strength is faith in yourself, faith in believing in yourself, FAITH, fierce attitude in the heart. Now I have another faith as well, and that's my God. And I have a tattooed on my arm that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Why did I tattoo that? Well, a long time ago, I had a mentor, and I said to my mentor, you know what? I'm afraid. I'm afraid of some of these subjects because I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't understand it. So I cut away and I cut some jokes and I walk away and leave people laughing, but I still feel stupid. And they were like, you want my advice? And I'm like, yeah, you ready for it? And I said, yeah. They're like, well, if you never ask why or you never ask how, you'll always remain stupid. And your weaknesses will just get weaker and your strengths will just fade quicker. Because how many times can you tell the same joke? And I was like, whoa, that was a little too honest. So they said, if you want to remain stupid, keep doing what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying you're stupid or I'm stupid because we're not. Self-awareness, first of all, is understanding and appreciating who you are. When we were all born with greatness. God created greatness in all of us. And in our upbringing, we somehow shift away from that because it could have been our parents, it could have been an aunt, an uncle, or friends or teachers who might have told us we were stupid, but we weren't good enough. So we created a fear of asking questions or looking stupid, and that's okay. When you don't know something, ask questions so that when you do know it, you create knowledge and your strengths can only get stronger. Now, when I first opened up, I've done a lot of stupid things from fears, but here's one of the things. When I first opened up my first locations, I was sitting around the table with the head of the property and everything, and we were negotiating. And this is, don't worry, we'll allow you TIs, we'll amortize it, and there shouldn't be a problem. Now, I didn't understand what TIs meant, and I didn't understand what amortization meant. I could have been hiding behind my fears and just walked away and went on never knowing what that means and not being able to negotiate better. But I looked at them, I said, excuse me, forgive me, I don't understand what you mean by TIs or amortization. Could you please explain that to me better? Oh, well, yeah, TIs mean tenant improvement. We'll give you so much money to build it out. We'll pay for it. And then we'll amortize it, meaning we'll add it to your rent so much every month for 10 years until that build out is paid for. Now, just knowing those two things, along with the other verbiage that they gave me, like quantify, and we can go on forever. If I'd never asked the questions, I would have never become a great negotiator. I would have kept hiding and never followed through with the goal that I had to open up a school or many schools or hair salons or whatever that I wanted to do. So what I'm saying is, know, well, you know your strengths. I don't even have to tell you that. Everyone knows what they're strong at. We can just build upon that. But what's most important is that you get away from the fear of your weaknesses and go after them head on. Now, this is going to happen our whole life. We're we're going to face so many unknowns, but you can't fear them. You need to have the strength to ask, what does that mean? Or if you tried something and you weren't sure and you stumbled and you fell, you got to get back up. But before you do, sit there for a while. Understand what made you fall. What happened there? And then when you realize how you can get back up so you don't trip again, get back up and go after it and learn more. Now ask questions, but also trust and verify. Trust what people tell you, mentors or friends, but also verify. Go get some knowledge on that. Knowledge can only make you stronger. What a transformation it is for oneself to know that you can build upon those weaknesses, because knowledge can only make you stronger. And when you have that knowledge, you walk more confident. Your shoulders are straighter. Your smile is brighter. I went my whole life, well, not my whole life, but the majority of it, being really scared, having a low self esteem because I was told I was stupid. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know how to do that. And I believed people until mentors came along and said, the only way you're going to get stronger is to realize that you have the ability to learn and to go after what you want. But you got to ask the question, how, what, where, when, until you learn it. And now I don't care what people think. Because, see, I am aware of my weaknesses and I need to build upon them and always build upon them. And you can do the same, no matter how tall, how short, how curvy, what your religion is, what your background is, what your ethnicity is. You're all brilliant. You just got to work on yourself first, because before you can work on others, you have to build yourself. Before you can transform the lives of others, you have to transform yourself. And that's where knowledge comes in. I was so scared, and I know it's scary, but don't be. The only way to get stronger is to go out there and get more knowledge. And I continue to get knowledge every day. I seek it over and over again. Even if I know it or I knew it, I study it over and over again, because by studying it over and over again, it can only make you smarter. It can make you think more, make you think outside the box. So be aware that you are brilliant. You have a voice. You are strong. You are smart. You are valued. But you have to see it in your own eyes. See, people see the world the way they see themselves. So when people see the world as a terrible place to live, that's because they live in a terrible place. They see the world they live in as a terrible place. When they see everybody as liars and thieves and no good, that's how they see themselves. Sorry to say that. So how you see yourself is how you're going to see others. So see yourself now and see yourself now as brilliant and wonderful, not cocky, but confident. And know that you can get better and stronger by more knowledge and not being afraid. Remember, knowledge is priceless, and so are you. So I want to leave you with this. Like I said, I wrote down some thoughts. Ask yourself, what are my strengths, and am I willing? Ask yourself, what are my strengths, and am I using them to their fullest? What are my strengths, and am I using them to the fullest? So, right, even though you know your strengths, write them down and understand that you're using them to the fullness. Where do I need to grow? That's the most important question. Know where you need to grow. Write that down. Where do I need to grow? Write the things down that you feel you're not knowledgeable about, and stop living a lie that you know it, and go out there and get the answers. Oh my, what a difference it'll make in your life once you have that knowledge. So, what do I need to know to understand better to build upon my weaknesses? And am I willing to do the work? That's the other question. See, a lot of people always come up and say, Julia, I want to do what you did. I want to travel the world. I want to do what you do. You go out there, you speak to big crowds. You've created some great businesses. You've written some books. I want to do what you did. And John Maxwell, a long time ago, said a lot of people asked him that question, and his reply was, "Are you willing to do what I did?" I was like, "That's brilliant." Because first I had to ask myself, am I willing to do what they did? Are you willing to do what your mentors did? And that's work hard, study hard, do what it takes to master what it is that you fear and face it head on. That's the first step. That's the first did that you have to do is go after what you fear and start working on it. Because if you want to do what these other people do, you got to do the did. Final thoughts. Final thought. Self-awareness is a destination. It's a lifelong journey. So self-awareness isn't a destination. It's a lifelong journey. I said it wrong the first time, and I apologize. I have dyslexia as well as phonics problems and learning disabilities, which once again is no longer my fear because I have strengths to build upon them and I've learned how to work with them. It always put me to the side, but knowing that they're not learning disabilities, I just learn differently. It's not about how smart I am, it's how I am smart. So I'm going to say it again. Self-awareness isn't a destination. It's a lifelong journey. So today, I challenge you to take a moment to reflect, get to know yourself better, commit to working on your weaknesses. Because when you master self-awareness, you don't just change your life, you change the lives of everyone around you. Change your life first. Get to know yourself, build upon yourself, get to know that you're wonderful, and that you're brilliant and that you're priceless. Be self-aware of not how heavy you are or how skinny you are or how short. Self-awareness about how brilliant you are. Thanks for joining me today, and may God bless you.